Balamban, Cebu, is the center of attention as the location for the construction of the newest warships. This area was chosen not only because of its natural beauty but also because of its strategic access to the sea and adequate supporting infrastructure. The construction of warships in Balamban not only provides benefits from a defense perspective, but also creates economic opportunities for local and national communities. This includes job creation, local industrial growth, and increased local income. Related to the increase in defense budget for FY 2024 by the Senate led by Senate Pre. Juan Miguel Zubiri, there is also an increase in the budget of the Philippine Coast Guard. A total of PHP 2.8 billion will be allocated to the PCG on top of the approved budget they will be receiving for FY 2024. Of the amount, PHP 2.5 billion will be used for the initial payment for 3 new offshore patrol vessels that will be procured from Australian shipbuilder Austal, and will be built in their facility in Balamban, Cebu. The first ship will be delivered in 18 months after the release of notice to proceed, following usual Philippine government procurement. Max Defense Philippines believes that Austal is ready to immediately start the project once awarded to them due to the availability of a ready design they can use. We believe that Austal will be reusing their original 83-meter offshore patrol vessel proposal submitted to the Philippine Navy a few years ago, which was later turned down due to price increase. The design is now marketed by Austal as the Offshore Patrol 83. Austal will most likely downscale the design by removing Navy-specific weapon systems and sensors like the 76mm and 30mm guns and surface air search radar and replacing them with more Coast Guard-specific systems. Based on our calculation, PHP 2.5 billion is sufficient enough for a 15% initial payment for 3 ships which we expect to cost a total of less than PHP 17 billion. This is a good start for the Philippine Coast Guard to build a fleet of larger ships, preferably locally made, and increase the number to meet its targets. It should be noted that one of the Australian shipbuilders based in Australia was supposed to deliver an offshore patrol vessel built at its shipyard in Balamban, and the design in the Philippines was not encouraged after costs increased due to inflation and increased costs of shipbuilding materials of the armed forces of the Philippines and efforts. The modernization is now in Horizon 3, where various projects are being planned or in the process of being realized, one of which belongs to the Philippine Navy, which wants to get a platform that is capable enough to be a deterrent, such as submarines and ships that will replace several old World War II era ships such as the off-road patrol ship OPV Beach, whose program requires at least 6 units. Now the plans for offshore patrol vessels recently became better known in the mainstream media when the Minister of National Defense, Mr. Delin Lorenzana, surprisingly revealed that the Philippine Navy will acquire many operations. From that perspective alone, this first announcement comes with both enthusiasm and trepidation, in the sense that while this may mean more pride for Filipino workers in the shipyards where they will build operations for the country and its national interests, it may also be the case that, however, the Department of Defense's desire to carry out this project is still a good thing, considering that this is one of the plans that must be prioritized by the Philippine Navy so that it will determine the patrol capability of the Navy's fleet in the future. As currently discussed, this ship will be made of steel and will be produced domestically through their shipyard in Balamban. See if this is realized, the role the supplier intended on its website is not only limited to the maritime patrol roles such as anti-piracy and anti-smuggling operations in areas like Sulu, or a ban on the open sea in areas such as the Philippines Rose in the northwestern Philippines, is also useful for search and rescue as well as humanitarian assistance disaster response if a disaster occurs in this. Project Austal submitted its design, which came from a Royal Australian Navy and Australian Border Force Kate-class patrol ship, which was equipped with an Armadale-class patrol ship which was on patrol duty, where some of these ships took part in joint maritime patrols in areas such as Zamboanga City waters, even though they came from patrol ships Hat-class. The ships offered by Austal will be larger at 80 meters long, still used to build the hull and get the helicopter deck and Knowles Marine Link ship control systems and pilotage control technology as a record Cape-class patrol vessel in service with the Australian Navy. This system can be run as programmed with the hull of the ship. Therefore, it would probably be good to witness more of this development, as these ships will determine the Navy's capabilities for its water patrol, as well as ensuring the presence of these ships in the waters of areas that need them, so that enhance the security and domain of the Philippine Maritimes. The construction of the warship in Balamban, Cebu, reflects the Philippines' determination to strengthen its maritime security while having a positive impact on the region's economy and development. This project is not only a strategic step in national defense but also shows the Philippines' extraordinary potential in the regional defense industry.